7 Sigma Offgrid.
You need a new chair, cause
You want this one?
no, it's just this.
It's broke. I know how to sit in it. Here, take this one.
I'm just like,
I've had that chair for years. I know how to sit in it.
I've been fell backwards. So what you gonna do? Stand up?
No, I'm gonna sit in that chair. I know how to sit in it.
Oh, okay. Well, have at it.
I had this chair way before I met you. This chair old.
Well, it's time to get rid of it.
Nope.
If you had it before you
I know
met
how
me.
to sit in it. It's science.
Isn't that uncomfortable?
Because you can't lean back.
Look at you. Sitting sideways.
That's why you gotta do it.
Okay, whatever. You good?
I don't know how to sit in it no more.
I see. Alrighty. Okay, we have to get. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We actually were just talking about all the things that we are learning on our homestead, and I was saying how just all the things that I've been learning, all the things that I never really considered, all the things that I take for granted because it is given to me, it is done for me, and frankly, I like it that way. My husband likes the hard way.
You bougie.
I am bougie, but it's okay. Well, I'm the one who's going to continue to be a student of homesteading, and he is going to continue loving being
Struggling on the struggle bus.
on the struggle bus. So there have been quite a bit that I have been learning on the homestead, and I'm still learning quite a lot. But a lot of the things that I've been learning are having a homestead has made me pretty grateful for a lot of the things that I realize we take for granted. Homesteading for me has been really living outside of my box because I'm from the city and it's nothing that I have ever thought that I would be doing. Number one, it's not my forte. It's not what I do, but I've learned a lot about just little things, the small things that we take for granted. Even with us working on our project that we're working on now, which is a larger tank, and then having to move the smaller tank. We're having to do that because we're trying to begin to grow food. And it had me thinking about, little stuff that we take for granted, like being able to go to the grocery store and purchase our own food instead of actually having to grow your food. So we have to think about dirt. We have to think about where we're going to get water from. We have to think about the environment, and is our environment sufficient enough to grow some of the things that we may want to grow. We have to think about all the other things that we have to think about when you're trying to be self-sufficient. Every weekend when we go up there, my husband has to turn on the water. He has to hook it up to a pump. I just thought about all the things that it takes just to have water to take a shower. You have to have a pump. You have to have pressure, all those things that when you are in a society that take care of those things for you, you don't really worry about it. You don't think about it because you just go in the shower, you turn on your water, you have pressure, you have water come out. And that's not something I thought about. So my husband have to, get a pump. Even with cooking, again, it's not something that we think about because we go to the stove, we turn it on, and we don't think about where the fire comes from, where the gas comes from, because we don't have to think about that. But when you have a homestead, you have to think about every little thing that will provide a little bit more convenience for you. So my husband had to get a propane tank to hook it up to the house so that the stove can come on. Again, these are things that you may know in concept, but you don't really think about it because you don't have to do it. You don't have to do these things yourself. Another thing that I've learned is keeping your water clean, having to put Clorox in your tank so that your water can remain clean. Again, these are things that when you're living in a society that take care of those things for you, that's not something that you worry about. And it just made me really grateful for everything, really. I mean, if you're living in Western society, you should be grateful because we have it pretty easy, and we are very disconnected from everything. We're just running about our lives. We're so busy, but we're disconnected from our basic needs. And the reason why I say that is because when your basic needs are met and you don't have to do the work for your basic needs, you don't think about it. You're disconnected from it. I have learned quite a bit. This has been a fun journey, but an extremely learning experience for me about just the basic things that we take for granted. And it's been a learning experience for me about being self-sufficient, what it actually takes to be self-sufficient. As we continue to go along and we continue to grow and we continue to develop, we're going to learn so much more. And I just want to say that our audience have taught us and taught me a lot. You know, when we ask questions, you guys let us know. So, you know, I'm just really grateful to even have you guys watch us and support us and, you know, provide us with knowledge and advice and all of that stuff. And I'm just going to continue to be open-minded, open-hearted, and continue to learn. But what have you been learning since you've been on the Homestead?
I'm about to tell you. Watch this.
So unlike my lovely wife, mentally, it's not really that challenging for me because I've been thinking about how disconnected most human beings, most, not all, because you have folks, the OGs who've been homesteading or people who grew up in the country and they're already used to all this kind of stuff. But for the most part, us urban city dwelling folks and just society in general, we've been disconnected a long time from the source of how we choose to live and how we try to maintain our lifestyles. Like Val mentioned, access to water, electricity, gas, where you get your food from, your clothing, even how you make a living. I mean, we have jobs. When back in the day, your job was to grow your own food, take care of your farm, maintenance on your shelter. You might make some stuff on the side or whatever to barter and trade or sell with other people. But now, you know, you spend, you know, most of your days, 8 to 10 hours a day at work, making other people rich. So you're kind of disconnected from the actual things that you need in order to survive. The connection has been removed from you having to do the work to you working for someone, and they'll give you fun coupons, which is money, and you use that money to purchase your lifestyle, your basic necessities, a la your lifestyle. So making a transition over to a homestead is really not that challenging for me mentally. My biggest challenge is the logistics of it all. We are 2 hours away from the property, and it's just trying to schedule and book things and make purchases and just trying to figure out how to make stuff happen. Being that far away during the work week, I'm trying to plan stuff and work stuff out. Like now, I'm trying to purchase the water tank and coordinate a delivery of some rocks so we can put down some more gravel around the house. Just stuff like that, for example. It's a little bit more involved because the property is so remote, and it's hard trying to get services and contractors and stuff we need up there. It's a little bit challenging in an area that's 2 hours away in a whole different county, in a whole different section of California. I mean, a lot of you guys might not know, California is a huge state. Our city home is in Southern California. The property is in Central California. It's really a whole different mindset up there, a whole different set of companies, a whole different mentality. Everything's a little bit more laid back as opposed to down here. It's kind of like, hey, I need this, I need that. How much does it cost? What's up? When can we do it? But it's challenging when you're trying to make moves and get stuff situated. Other than that, that's what's really whipping my butt, just making this transition again, because I've already had the mindset of how disconnected we are and how much that as a society develops, you actually lose community. I mean, you really do. You end up having to pay for things that you already have because you gave up those things to have this developed society. You actually lose what you already had. Water's free. Electricity is relatively free. Food is kind of free, but now we pay for those things because we've given that up in order to have convenience and luxury and leisure. And I'm not going to go down that road, but y'all know what I mean. For your OGs, you don't have to worry about that again. If you've been doing this your whole life, where you grew up in the country or on a farm, you never really lost that mentality. So this video is not for you. This video is more focused towards those who are interested or intrigued by this lifestyle and thinking about doing it, or just like watching other people do it. It's a lot to consider. It's always mindset first. So before you even make that move out to even try to attempt to do this kind of stuff, start getting your mind open to thinking differently than you normally think for most people, and learn how to be outside of your comfort zone. And there's no one way of doing anything. That's a lot of figuring it out on your own. To me, so far so good. I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to getting there full time. I'm gonna have to drag Val along with me because she's a little bit more city. This has been my lifelong dream, is to try to get back to nature, and she support me on that. So if I can do it over again, I wouldn't have changed anything. I love that property. I love where it's located. Again, it's just hard to make moves being that far away at this point until we're there full time. And pretty much just overall, just the lack of handymanship. Now it's kind of like trial by fire, so I'm learning as I go. It's challenging and it's fun, so I'm not really complaining. I really have no complaints, really. Stuff is hard. I like hard. hard, pause. I normally choose things that are hard, not intentionally, but just, I guess I gravitate towards things that are hard. Val always cracks jokes about everything that I want to do is always hard. And that's true. I just like things that require effort, that pushes you to grow and takes you out of your comfort zone. And you can't grow doing things easy. Of course, some things you want to make easy on yourself, but overall, the larger trajectory of your life should not be making choices on trying to do things because they're easy. Because easy stuff makes weak men. No disrespect, but just look around these days. We've gotten lazy as a society. We've got real comfortable. We're kind of high on the hog. So anything that requires effort is kind of shunned upon. And people tend to want to take the easy route. Even some of the suggestions that we've gotten over the past year that we've been making videos, a lot of the stuff's been great advice. Some of the stuff is just really just people want to take the easy way out. And it's like, why don't you just do this? Because like, I don't want to do that because that's the easy way. I mean, of course we can, just hire someone to do something, but then you're dependent again, me specifically. Then if you have problems or you break down, being that it's a remote location, then how would I be able to fix it if I just want to reach out to hire everybody for everything? So yeah, I don't know, but it's my job to learn. And it's going to be hard and it's going to be a steep learning curve, and it is what it is. But ultimately I enjoy it because this is what I want to do. So really, ultimately, no complaints for me. Oh, scratch that. I do have a complaint. And the biggest challenge is I wish that I've done this when I was younger. Physically, yeah, I wish I was younger to have the energy that's needed to do a lot of the stuff that we're trying to do right now. And that's okay. I'm still going to work through it. But if I did have any complaints, it would be to have the energy and the ability to heal faster as a young person. So I wish we could have done this back in our late 20s, early 30s. That's why I definitely give a shout out to those homesteaders who started young. You have to consider our age and our current lifestyle, and we are actually on our way to retirement. So we're doing things a little bit different than the younger crowd would be doing things, as far as, just jumping out there and just winging it and move on to Homestead and figure it out as you go. I admire that. I would have done the same thing too back in my late 20s and early 30s, but we have a lifestyle and we're trying to prepare for retirement. Switching from city living to rural homestead living is going to be different. Again, I have the mindset to do that, so it really doesn't bother me. But I'm not willing to live a particular lifestyle that I would when in my 20s. Some stuff I'm willing to rough, and some stuff I'm just not going to because I won't recover. I'm too old. I'm not trying to sleep on hard surfaces with a bad back and sore hips. So I just got to do things different. Not from some bouginess, because we are a little bit bougie, but not because of some bouginess that we want to take how we live here in the city and transplant that over to the homestead. There's some aspects, there's some aspects that we want to lose and get rid of. But again, being older, our choice is going to be a little bit different, and in some cases a lot different than most of the homesteaders that you guys may watch. And they're younger, and I give them props and I support them. I think it's a great thing. I just wish that I would have gotten out early. So that would be my one complaint, is that I wish we started this earlier. So let that be a note to you guys out there. If you got any dreams or wishes or whatever, just go do it. Don't waste your time. Figure it out. There's always a way. Figure it out. Whatever it is, you can figure out a way to make some more money. If you really want to do something, you will find a way to do it. Yes, there's always obstacles. So what? Figure it out, and it's going to be hard. If you want it to be easy, then you're not going to achieve it. As long as you know going into it that it's going to be hard and it can be done, it will get done. So I'm sure Val will give us a Sanskrit word that'll smooth it up, make it more nicer. She's the sweetness, I'm more of the roughness. So if you guys out there have any dreams or trying to want a homestead or anything you're trying to do, you can do it. Just do it. Just stop BSing, stop making excuses, do whatever it is you have to do to make it happen. Of course, legally, but do whatever it is you got to do to make your dreams happen. No excuses.
But you didn't really talk about all the stuff that you learned. You just talked about convenience and all of that. So
I learned that it's hard being 2 hours away.
That's all you learned, that it's hard being 2 hours away?
Yep. That's what I learned.
So thank you guys for joining us, listening to all the things that we've learned, listening to all of the things that we have discovered along the way while we are growing into this thing called homesteading. Thank you. That's why you got lipstick on your finger. You just had to pluck it, didn't you? He always interrupts me, but you guys know that. All the things that we've learned, all the challenges that we've had, the challenges have actually provided us with a lot of knowledge. I would say that.
We be learning.
Yeah, a lot of knowledge
be
that
learning.
we didn't necessarily have before we started this. So, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will see you next time. Peace. You didn't say peace.
I did.
You did the peace?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
7 Sigma. Off-grid.